Hello, hi, what's up? It's me, Karen, your favorite booktuber, and today I'm here to talk about something a little different for me, discourse adjacent. So there's been a lot of dialogue, there always is, about various things, but in particular, TikTok, booktok, whatever. I personally find a lot of these conversations really boring. They don't really interest me, and I'm not really actually going to be engaging with those conversations because I recently watched, I think, her channel name is the Slaggy Book Club. She posted a video in which she shared the books she's read because of booktok, and I was kind of like, oh, that's an interesting concept. Like, what books have inspired my reading as a result of booktok? And to be honest, there's not that many. I was like, well, okay. And none of them are fiction reads, except for one. I have primarily picked up nonfiction reads because of booktok, and I think it would be fun for me to share that with you, and I would love to see that kind of conversation. I think that's just more helpful to see things like that. So taking a nod from her video, I will be doing something similar. I will be doing the same thing, actually, is what I'm trying to say. So the first book that I read because of booktok was The Prairie Fires, and I've spoken about this book quite a bit. This was also something that comes highly recommended from Steve Donahue, but The Prairie Fires looks at Laura Ingalls Wilder's life and her literary output, and also her relationship with her daughter, and then also considers the ways in which the work that she was doing, the writing that she was doing about, frontiersmen and pioneers and westward expansion, how that affected America's concept of this pull yourself up by your bootstraps kind of mentality, and just really fascinating read. You also get a lot about the mother-daughter relationship, which I think, if you're interested in things like that, will really excite you. So that was a book, and I'll try to include, if I can find the original creator who mentioned this video, I'll try to include them somehow in some capacity, but I don't know if I can remember everyone who recommended these books to me, because I think this has been the last 2 years of my reading life. The next book that I want to talk about is Clean. Now, I saw this book because a girl was talking about skincare and how she had just started reading this book, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. So this book, Clean, is about looking at soap, which is so interesting, but looking at the ways in which soap has been marketed towards us, and how, the ingredients of soap, like how you make soap, are actually quite straightforward, and all soaps have these things, yet some have more marketing jargon or other miscellaneous ingredients in it that are supposedly, cue the marketing jargon, supposed to make your skin better. And so he's looking at that, and then also considering the ways in which cleanliness is viewed in society and how we really venerate it, but at the same time you can be too. So it was an interesting read to consider in that capacity, and I did learn that we get the idea of the soap opera, that name, because of radio dramas and stuff, and that connection I thought was really fun, to like a little tidbit of information that still to this day excites me so much. The next book that I read was, okay, I mentioned this in my August wrap up. I forget no one is talking about this. That's not the name of the book. What is the name of the book? The book is No One Tells You This by Glynnis MacNicol. I picked up this book because someone on TikTok was reading her most recent release, and I was like, oh, I'll read that, and then I'll read her earlier book, because I think her most recent release wasn't available in Libby just yet. So I read her earlier memoir, which is a look at her 40th year of life, her trying to take care of her aging parents, the loss of her mother, and then her trying to embark on a life as a 40-year-old who is single, has no children, who is untethered, who could be anywhere and do anything that she wants. I mentioned this more in my August book wrap-up, that I didn't entirely love this book. I think it was really strong in its discussion of grief and caring for elderly parents, but on the idea of creating an alternate path, like, it just wasn't. I think that the original premise of the memoir and what we got, there was a bit of a mismatch. The next book that actually, that's like not in the order. I forget the order that I read this last book, but for the most part, this is kind of an order-ish. There was a lot of discourse around this author because I think he made people mad, but I don't remember the specifics of it. So I read this book because I just wanted to see what was happening. A lot of us in the Discord read it. The book was Manic, Pixie, Egirl, which is a story of a young guy who is falling in love with his Egirl neighbor, but also kind of living a double life-ish, like a dream life, in which he is trying to save the kingdom, and these stories are sort of converging, and there's also this idea of we gotta save the world by fucking, and tarot is really big in this, and you know, it was funny. Yeah, that's what I'll say. So having said all of that, this is a really short video. Oh my God. Those are the 1, 2, 3, 4 books that I read because of TikTok. That's not that many. I would love to hear from you what books you picked up. And you know, to be honest, having said that, no, never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. Anyways, I would love to hear from you what books you picked up because of TikTok. And if you have someone whose videos you really like, you know, recommend them to me. I'll check out their channel. And with that, thank you so much. I will see you later. Bye.